Ticker symbol COSM, Cosmos Holdings. Now I'm going to give this video to you straight. Cosmos Holdings did a reverse split, a 1-4-25 reverse stock split. A reverse stock split is a type of corporate action that consolidates the number of existing shares of stock into fewer higher priced shares. A reverse stock split divides the existing total quantity of shares by a number such as 5 or 10, which would then be called a 1-for-5 or a 1-for-10 reverse split, respectively. A reverse stock split is also known as a stock consolidation, stock merge, or share rollback, and is in the opposite of a stock split, where a share is split into multiple parts. What is going on, guys? Talks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you know, I do not want to make this a long intro, but today we are going to be going over Cosmos Holdings, what happened with Cosmos Holdings, what is going on, what is going to happen going forward, and should you jump into Cosmos Holdings? Is it too late? Let's get into the video. All I ask you to do in return is to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment, and share the video. Let's go. So normally a 1-for-5 or a 1-for-10 reverse split occurs. Cosmos did a 1-for-25 reverse split. Now sometimes a reverse split has negative effects if you do it alone, which we're going to touch on in 1 minute. It turns the shares that you own into fewer shares, but it ups the stock price. And what this can do is avoid delisting, such as Cosmos Holdings, a stock that dropped to 23 cents a share, avoided a delisting. So already off the rip, Cosmos Holdings, in my opinion, did something good. They should have done this. Now, it can signal a company in distress since it raises the value of otherwise lower priced shares, and COSM is a company in distress. It's a company in distress. Why would such a negative affecting thing caused the share price to rise 744%. We've talked about Cosmos before on the channel in one other video, and I disclosed why I got a position in Cosmos, and it's because the reported short interest was way off. The CEO was loading up on shares, so you knew he had a plan, and it looks like he just executed that plan, and several other factors why I jumped into Cosmos Holdings. Now, it might look like Cosmos Holdings just squeezed the shorts or squoze the shorts, and that's why you saw a 744% run. But you actually can't just squeeze shorts with a reverse stock split. It does not force them to cover. However, COSM Holdings changed the CUSIP number. CUSIP stands for Committee on Uniform Securities Identification Procedures. A CUSIP number identifies most financial instruments, including stocks of all registered U.S. and Canadian companies, commercial paper, and U.S. government and municipal bonds. The CUSIP system, formerly known as the CUSIP Global and Services, owned by the American Bankers Association and managed by Standard & Poor's Global Market Intelligence, helps facilitate the clearance and settlement process of securities. Now, you can't force naked shorts or shorts out of a position with just a CUSIP number change or just a reverse split. However, putting both of them together, doing it at the same exact time, can force naked shorts and shorts to close their position. So far, this had a positive effect on COSM. Because of the CUSIP number change, the market makers will be required to account for each of the old shares with the new shares. Because of the name change, it's important because it forces the DTC to play a more finite role by not only accounting for the old shares to equal the new shares electronically, but forces them to match a new inventory of shares that have been given to them from the CUSIP Service Bureau as the new official/approved inventory by the way of shares given from the company. Now, this company did not successfully do it, but this archive that you can find in the SEC archives, a letter to Chimera shareholders from the CEO, came out and said that he is still mystified by the short campaign being carried out against his stock when he is doing all things well. He goes, while legally the sale of a security must be settled within 3 trading days, evidence indicates that the market makers involved in this campaign just keep moving the position between themselves every few days, negating the obligation to cover or deliver the position. This activity violates SEC Reg SHO as it relates to short sale activities. To demonstrate the size of the short, we need to look no further than the company's share volume report from OTCBB. As of September 30th, 2012, there were 66 million shares of Chimera issued and outstanding. Charles Grob, the majority shareholder, held 46 million shares of restricted stock in certificate form, and individual investors held an additional 16 million shares through brokerage accounts. There were also 4 million free trading shares being held in certificate form. Therefore, as of September September 30th, 2012, there were only 16 million shares of free trading stock available in the market. Considering those numbers, how is it possible that the share volume report shows more than 17 million shares being traded hands in the month of September? It seems highly unlikely that more than 100% of the company's free trading stock changed hands during the month. Obviously, there is no way for the company to know exactly how many shares are represented in the short. However, several excerpt opinions put the short at more than 10 million shares. During our discussions with the council, it was brought to our attention that the change of the company's CUSIP number might force short position to be settled prior to the change. Unfortunately, we can't just change our CUSIP number at will. The company must enact a corporate action that fundamentally changes its equity structure in order to force the change in CUSIP. This is exactly what you saw done in COSM in Cosmos Holdings, the new ticker being NH. Somebody bought COSM at 71 cents and put his shares in NH instead. So he was able to go over to NH and sell at $1.16, which should not be possible. But the problem was TD Ameritrade actually got the CUSIP numbers mixed up between the new name and COSM. Also, some brokers tried to turn off the buy button again on COSM. However, other brokers continued to let you buy. Some were able to buy shares and are now up 1,000%. The platform that actually allowed you to trade is Moomoo, which is the sponsor of today's video. If you guys want a chance to win 20 free stocks and a chance to get $60,000 plus a free wheel spin, using my link to download Moomoo on your phone or computer, opening an account and depositing at least $1, you will get these benefits. I want to hurry up and get back to the video. Just make sure you go do that when the video is over so that you can trade other short squeeze plays without the buy button being taken away from you. Alright guys, closing out the video, the short interest apparently right now of COSM is 12.87, but we know that the reported short interest was not legitimate, and this actually isn't something to pay attention to, isn't something to look at, because what's happening is the CUSIP change and the reverse split are forcing naked shorts to be covered, which is not reported in the short interest anyway. Now, after running a crazy 744%, Cosmos dropped about 65 to 67% of its value in pre-market and is around this support line at $8.30, $8.50, somewhere in that range. The next level, if it keeps dropping, is $6.20 to watch. The question is it too late to get into Cosmos Holdings? In my opinion, risking a small amount right now that you don't care to lose is your best bet. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. However, I don't think market makers and short sellers are safe just yet, and I think the CEO knows that. I think the people behind the scenes in the company of COSM know what they are about to do going forward. As to close out the video, I wanted to put your attention on two other stocks, one of them being the most active stock being traded, which is ticker symbol MULN. Mullen's volume is crazy, shares are being traded back and forth, and this is a stock that we actually track cycles on, and it is about to finish a cycle and start a brand new one. Now, every single time it starts a brand new cycle, you see these major rips in the share price. And the same thing with this stock, ticker symbol BBIG, which is a stock I actually currently have calls on myself. They are also going through a few other actions besides the chart aspect, so just make sure to take a look into these two stocks. Hopefully you guys found value out of the video or enjoyed watching. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.